Which team is in the best shape without their starting quarterback? So going into week 3 of the NFL, there are 5 teams with their quarterbacks either out or questionable going into their games, including Joe Burrow, Jayden Daniels, McCarthy, Justin Fields, and Brock Purdy. Johnny, what team do you think will be the most okay without their QB1?
Obviously, I have a bias towards a team. I'm going to the Commanders game on Sunday, so fingers crossed that we don't have this situation come up. And B, I think even with Jayden Daniels out, I mean, it doesn't seem like a big long-term injury. I think for the one game against the Raiders, you could put Marcus Mariota in and be just fine. I think he is a quarterback who has played in the playoffs. He's won a Heisman, obviously that was a long time ago, but he kind of really fits a Kliff Kingsbury offensive scheme as well. We saw it last year. He played about a game and a half as a starter for the Commanders. He came in after Jayden Daniels got hurt in week 7 against the Panthers, went 18 for 23 for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yes, that was the Panthers, who had a terrible defense. And then in the last game of the season, he came in and played a half. Went 15 for 18, 83% passing, 161 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a game-winning touchdown to McLaurin. So he's played really well against 2 really bad defenses in his short time with the Commanders. I think Mariota is a guy who played too early. I think if he was a guy who was in his peak right now in the NFL, he would fit in really well with a modern NFL offense. I think 10 years ago, he was just ahead of his time. So give him in Kliff Kingsbury offense, short passes, quick moving offense, a mobile quarterback who can get out of the pocket when need be. I think he fits in really well for what the Commanders need this week. Again, Jayden Daniels obviously is a huge step up from Marcus Mariota, but if you need Mariota in there, I think they'll be okay.
I go with the 49ers. I mean, I feel like we've always wondered, what would someone like Mac Jones do if he had a coach like Kyle Shanahan? Because, Brock...
I said always wondering that.
As a Patriots fan, I was always kind of wondering, because we had Matt Patricia as the offensive coordinator, who was a defensive coordinator. So Mac Jones was never in a really good situation. Now he's on the 49ers with one of the best offensive minds as his coach. He's Christian McCaffrey. He's a good run game to take some pressure off of him. Look, we saw with him last week. He threw for 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That is a very good thing. To not turn over the ball, that's what you want your backup quarterback to do. They won the game. Granted, it was against the Saints, who are probably a bottom 3 team in the NFL. But Mac Jones, he's a former starter, a former first-round pick. Not that Mariota isn't. But I don't think the 49ers are doomed if Mac Jones has to play a few games for them this year.
Yeah, we'll see. The Niners are missing a lot without Kittle as well. That receiving core is going to be a little bit shorthanded.
We got Juwan Jennings, you got Ricky Pearsall. Christian McCaffrey literally does everything. And it's just a good scheme. I think it's there's not a ton of pressure on Mac Jones, and I don't think he's as bad as everyone thinks he was from his Patriots days.
Last year, he did get to play, a good amount for the Jaguars in the second half of the season. 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 65% passing. Not really great numbers. I think we've seen all we can see from Mac Jones, honestly. I'm not a Mac Jones guy. I know he was a Pro Bowl quarterback his first year in the NFL. He hit the gritty in the Pro Bowl. Everyone loved that. But I don't know, man. I've been around Patriots fans for so long, when he was on the come up, and the hype train around him, I always said his first year was his peak, and I was right about that. And
you're right about that so far. I mean, look, I'm a Patriots fan. I'm so anti-Mac Jones. I couldn't wait to get rid of him. This pick is not just about Mac Jones. This is about the 49ers situation, and I just think it's an easier plug-and-play system than a lot of others. Your pick was the Commanders. Yes, Mariota does fit in with Kliff Kingsbury's offense, but Jayden Daniels has legs that Marcus Mariota doesn't. Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, obviously Brock Purdy is a lot better, but the skill set, he's kind of Brock Purdy light. They're just kind of accurate quarterbacks. I know he threw 8 picks last year, but he got Brian Thomas the ball, something Trevor Lawrence can't do. So I think there were some more positives with Mac Jones last year than people give him credit for. Also, freaking Jaguars, 6th worst record in the NFL last year. They weren't a good team.
My team is the New York Jets, and Tyrod Taylor is the backup quarterback there. Aaron Glenn, their head coach, had a pretty strong quote when asked about this. He says, I have competed against Tyrod a number of times. There's an element with him that we also have in Justin that I like a lot. The fact that he's been in this league for a long time. There's no coverage, no pressure that he hasn't seen. And he said, there's no better player that you would want as your backup quarterback than him at this point in time. So pretty strong words. I mean, obviously that's what you're supposed to say, but still, it's his first time starting in a game since he was with the Giants in 2023, which was a pretty ugly season. But this is kind of what you want, right? You want a guy who's has a lot of experience to come in, have no jitters, and just be able to take over an offense that he's been downloading in his head for the entire offseason. And he's 36 years old to that point. He came in the fourth quarter against the Bills last week and scored the Jets' only touchdown. Granted, it was garbage time at that point, but still, still got it. The Jets still have a running back combo that's very solid with Breece Hall and Braelon Allen. They still have Garrett Wilson, who will be able to catch some difficult passes as well. They got blown out by the Bills last week, but so will a lot of teams that are mediocre to bad, which, let's be real, the Jets are in that range. I could see them making things very difficult for the Bucks, especially if Emeka Egbuka is not going to play, which he's listed as questionable right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm a Tyrod Taylor believer. I mean, I think he got an unfair shakeout when he was on the Chargers, and he was getting a team physical, and the doctor punctured his lung getting the physical or getting the checkup. And then he couldn't play that week one. And so the Chargers had to play their backup, and their backup was the rookie Justin Herbert. And he never started again for the Chargers after that. Also, people forget Tyrod Taylor was the guy who ended the Bills postseason drought in 2017 as the quarterback there. So, much love Tyrod Taylor. He's a winner.
I believe he's a Pro Bowl replacement that year too.
No, 2015 he is a Pro Bowl replacement.
But he's still okay. So he's still another undeserving Pro Bowl quarterback.
He's a great. I mean, listen, if we're talking Pro Bowls, Mac Jones made one, Tyrod Taylor made one, I'm sure Mariota made one.
I bet he did, and freaking Tyler Huntley made one, who's like a backup at this point. Like
Marcus Mariota never made a Pro Bowl.
That's kind of interesting. I think he would have if he had a similar. Maybe it's because he wasn't a starter during the time when the Pro Bowl fell in between the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. Because now guys just sit out. So you're always going to be missing guys because either they were just playing or they have a game the next week because oftentimes the Super Bowl quarterback is in the Pro Bowl.
Could never take those Pro Bowls away from them. Who do you think has the best backup quarterback situation? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to like the video and subscribe for more NFL content.